Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
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 Hello. Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. I hope you guys are doing fantastically today. Today I will be drawing in a sketchbook, or I will be making a sketchbook for 2025. I'm gonna try to do a one-take Jake with this and just, film the audio and, go along with it because usually I end up recording audio for about 45 minutes and then I have to edit it all down. So I'm going to try to just, go with the flow, go with the sounds of things. But yeah, so for this year, the theme is kind of just fish. Because I do love fish, and I don't know, I've started getting into like the weird little fish trends. I saw like on Pinterest, people were making fish bags and such. And I just thought it was really cute. So I was like, hey, let's decorate this journal with fish. I might have mentioned in the past, but I have never caught a fish in my entire life. Anytime I go fishing with anyone, it's always bad luck. And somehow I end up making it so that they can't fish or catch a fish. But that's okay. I was using these Posca markers. I do like them because they're paint pens. Also, this isn't sponsored. Not that it would be, because I don't have that many people yet. But I just decided that, yeah, let's use Posca markers because it would be easier than paint. And then afterwards, I ended up putting a layer of textile medium or something. And I'm just really happy with how it turned out. Yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
So
It's
proud
so
of myself. I think it looks
beautiful.
really
It's so
cute.
cute. It's so fun.
Nice.
I'm really
It's
happy with how it turned
amazing.
out.
I'm proud
It's
of it.
awesome.
It's nice.
Amazing.
It's
I'm proud of
it's
it.
awesome.
So proud of myself. I think it looks really cute. Anyways, on to the next part. 2025 calendar. So I did incorporate some of the same things that I used in my past journals, but I also left some things out. This year I decided to keep the 2025 calendars, just so that I can see kind of an outline of the year and how the dates kind of all line up. I did end up not doing a mood chart, because the past few years I've only really ever done January. Most I've done too is June, and I never end up finishing it. So I figure, why the stress? I'm just gonna not keep it because usually if I look back on, the entries, I can see how I feel, versus, looking at a chart of colors, which would be fun, but I just can't get myself to commit to that because it's kind of a lot, to think about every day. So yeah, and it's also kind of complicated because, you feel different throughout the day. You can feel happier, sadder, etc., etc. Most important thing I think that I'm learning is to just feel, to let myself cry, to let myself laugh and be happy, to let myself be sad and to let myself be angry, to let myself feel all the ranges of the human emotions. I think that, people oftentimes, especially if they're traumatized, they will stuff down their emotions and just not want to face them at all. And it's kind of, not very good for you because it'll make you hold resentment against people and such, and it's just not very good. On to the next section, we have the planners. This is how I want to stay organized throughout the year. And I figure if I do it all in one go, if I like draw all of the to-do lists in one go, then I'll be set up for the year. Because usually what I end up doing is I will draw just like a few weeks, and then after those few weeks are done, I'll move on to the next few weeks. So instead of getting it, over and done with, I end up just drawing forever, and it takes a lot out of me to just have to constantly think about, okay, I have to draw this week or that week or whatever. So instead I was like, let's just get it all in one go. And I say all in one go, but this was over the course of a few days. But it's better that than a few months. I also decided to mark it out. I started off not wanting to mark it out, and then I realized that it was causing a lot more error and complications than I thought it would. So I ended up just marking it out, sucking up my pride and being like, you know what? It's okay to need guidance. It's okay to need guidance in your drawing and such, especially if I want it to turn out a certain way. So as you can see, maybe these first few pages, There are more mistakes than I would like. However, my sister pointed out something that, hey, maybe shorter days or longer days are indicative of how that day is going to be in the future. And I was like, hey, yeah. And she's like, she was looking at it and she's like, I like it. I think it looks very neat. Like, I can't see any error. And that was very comforting to me and, made me remember that, yeah, as artists, we're very hard on ourselves. For some reason, we're never satisfied with how we do things. There's always something that could be better, something that could be improved, which can be a good thing, but it can also be a double-edged sword. And it could make you miserable because if you're never good enough, then sometimes you might feel like, why even try? And I think that might be, a key influence in burnout, because usually whenever you're feeling burnt out, it's like you have no motivation to do anything. But why don't you have motivation? Usually it's because you're putting too much pressure on yourself to make it perfect, to make it like the most perfect, amazing thing ever. And then once it doesn't turn out to your like impossible expectations of yourself, then you're hard on yourself and you're mad at yourself for being human and making mistakes. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did cry a few times while making this, and I did get frustrated, but that's just life. And sometimes, if it's not gonna be perfect, just roll with the punches and go with the flow. So that's what I did, and I was like, maybe this will make it, more of mine. This is my journal, and it has reflections of me. It has some of my imperfections. So yeah, I was gonna do primary colors for all of the, schedules and such, but I decided to do rainbow because I do love the rainbow. It's beautiful. It's just all of the colors. It's so funny because, when I was younger, people would ask me what my favorite color is, and I would pick colors sometimes. I'd be like, oh, it's yellow or orange or blue. Like currently, I think my favorite is blue. But that doesn't mean that I don't like the other colors. All the other colors are beautiful to me. Like if you get the right shade, beautiful. Only color I'm not really feeling is pink. But, pink is okay. I think it's cool. I started kind of liking it more because of the Barbie movie. So I was like, that's kind of sick. I like it. It's cool. Not for me. I wouldn't wear pink, but I do like it on other people, especially if it's done right and it's not, neon. But also, sometimes people wear neon because, they like it and it looks good on them. So, I'm all for doing what makes you feel best in your body and yourself. Yeah, like wearing pink. It makes me sound so condescending to be like, yeah, I guess if you want to wear pink, you can. But like, actually, yeah, if you want to wear pink, go ahead. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. Not that anyone asked anyways, but yeah. So, also with some of the mistakes, I would go over it with whiteout. However, I ran out of the whiteout. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. It'll be okay. It'll have little slip ups, little this or that, but yeah. So this is another thing that I decided to keep from my past journals. I decided, yeah, I need a schedule to, look forward to, because these past few months, I don't know, I haven't really been wanting to do stuff. I've been more so tired and wanting to rest a lot. So I've been giving myself space to do that. However, there comes a point where you kind of have to drag yourself out of bed to do things that you need to do. Sometimes it's like, yes, give yourself some rest and all that. But at some point, you can't keep rotting away forever. Not that I was rotting, but I mean, sometimes you just feel like it. I don't know. Oh, and then this time, so what happened was these journals, the Exceed journals, which, no hate to them because they're really good journals and I've been using them for years for a reason. However, the little like stretchy part, rubber band thing that keeps the book together, that always breaks, or not always, it more often than not breaks. So I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm not going to glue it back together in a conventional way. So I remembered so I found like a soda tab and I was like, oh yeah, I could just use this. So I decided to kind of make a little divot with the screwdriver flathead. You can use anything else. You can use like a knife, or if you would like to, you could use a butter knife, just something with a flat edge, and that's fairly small to make a divot. And then I used, the part of the soda tab to kind of go in that. And then another thing that kind of, messed up a little bit was the glue. The super glue wouldn't come out. And I realized a little too late because, I've had this bottle for a few years. I realized a little too late that the entirety of the bottle is dried. So I couldn't use any of it. But it's okay. It's okay. It's cool. I decided to use a stapler instead. So you can use a stapler, or if you'd like to, you can use a hot glue gun, maybe Elmer's glue if you'd like. I'm not sure that would stick very well, but basically like a craft glue that would make it stick nice. Or you can use a stapler like a maniac. So that's what I did. And, it did staple the inside folder of this journal a little bit, but then I was like, you know what? I put so much pressure on myself to be perfect and for everything to turn out a certain way. I'm just going to leave it. Because I was like, you know what? Part of this year, I think, is going to be, some of my lessons for this year, I think, are going to be that I need to learn to not be perfect. I need to learn to mess up and to just go with it and, stop putting so much pressure on myself to be perfect, as I say, as many artists are super hard on themselves. So, yeah. And I've always been kind of, drawn to like imperfections in things because I thought it brings it like a new character and just uniqueness to life. So now I'm working on, finishing touches, making other little sections in my notebook. This is going to be a fairly short part just because I'm not filling out all of it. I'm just, labeling where things are going to go. So I have like a little thought spot. So that's going to be where I do all my journaling or drawing. I decided to compile my planner and journal or bullet journal into one thing just so I don't have to carry around two books. Because I figure, it's better if I can just have one book. And then I got rid of one of the table of contents. I decided to get rid of the other one just because I realized, I don't really need it. I kind of have the organization in my brain and it was kind of stressing me out a little bit. I get a little bit stressed out sometimes just for small things, but yeah. So then I decided to tape the papers together. And that's another thing is I do like visible binding. I think it looks kind of cool. I used to try to, be too perfect with it and make it look like it's not even there, which is fun to do. However, when it looks a little bit funky, it's like eclectic and it makes it more yours. Yeah. So I'm just setting out some goals. This isn't all of them. I'm probably going to add more later. I have a 2025 bucket list. One of the things on the bucket list is to catch a fish because I haven't caught a fish in my entire life. And I'm sick of it. I'm going to catch a fish this year. That's one on my bucket list. Also to learn to skateboard because I feel like that'd be super fun. And then we're on volume 7. And it's crazy because I can't believe that I've had 7 journals already. When I first started my journal, I was like, dang, I don't even have a collection yet. Like, I just have one random journal. It's weird that I'm labeling it volume 1 or whatever. But yeah, so it's kind of cool that, I made it to volume 7. I made it 7 years. But yeah, so I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you create and, do something that makes you happy. Anyways, take care. Have a good rest of your day.
Love you.
Adios.
Have a good day.
See you later. Go create. Have a good rest of your
Love
day.
you. Have a good day.
Adios. Go create.
Bye.